One of the issues I do have with Congress is that they consistently encourage fast talkers and fast talking. Now, I don't think that's very cool. Now, I have to talk really fast because honestly, people are like, their eyes glaze over in 30 seconds or they try suddenly have something else to do. The thing is that this one, she's a crafty one.
If I just started going through the Republicans that sit on this committee briefly, I would tell you that, Chairwoman, you have 112,000 people that are about to lose SNAP benefits just in your district.
Fact of the matter is, maybe that's what should be done. What she doesn't really understand is that these are large places we're talking about. They try to make these numbers sound so very, very high when in the reality, it's generally a subset and it's usually, for example, in her case, go look it up. I'll give you 10 to 1 that she's talking about illegals, invaders, people who are not supposed to have Medicaid. Here in Utah, in Midvale, there was, I think it was a couple of ladies that they exposed how many illegals were getting Medicaid when the Utahns were on the street dying. And do you know who got in trouble? The person who exposed the information. I kid you not. This place has been nothing but a travesty. This place has been behaving like domestic enemies, especially the governor and the mayor. We continue.
I would tell you that it is estimated in your state, as your senators stated, that roughly 651,982 will lose their health care. Or I would tell Rep. Fishbach that 67,000 people on SNAP, and in the entire state of Minnesota, 173 would lose their health care. I could go on with these numbers, or I could tell you about...
What she didn't do is tell you why. What she didn't do is tell you what. What she didn't tell you is how or who. You see, that's our problem, is we're dealing with people who are dealing in half-truths and they have forked tongues. And they are not two-faced. We're talking 3 for 5-faced.
The fact that even when we look at my state, and I know that...
You notice finally she went to her state.
Not here right now, but we have 56,000...
Now, keep in mind that she already talked about somebody else's state, which I'm sure is exponentially larger. Here we go.
That are on SNAP in his district, but in the entire state of Texas... we have 1.6 million people that may lose coverage.
And do you know how many of those are invaders? We had millions and millions and millions, and that's of known invaders. Looking like one myself, I'm very clear on how the entire purpose was to flood out white people. They wanted to do everything to stop them from having babies, and they wanted to do everything to populate and bring nothing but La Raza, Azatlan Rising, La Reconquista. Let's not play games here.
Somehow we have 83 billionaires, and somehow they have 535 people.
Now, she just said that there's like 500 and something billionaires, okay? What the hell business is that of yours? What business is it that one person has made this much money and that other person did not? Has not a damn thing to do with it. This person didn't steal it from them. She's a liar. She's a thief. So maybe she's thinking that everybody has to steal from somebody else. Well, guess what, idiot? We live in a world of abundance where if you take a tiny seed, it can turn into an entire forest. But people with a lack mindset like you wouldn't know that because you got to kowtow to massa and bring all the other people with you, you sellout. And on top of it, that is nothing more than coveting. How can you claim that that's anything more than coveting? Even Jesus was wealthy. They want you to hate wealthy people. Well, excuse me, they had to search among the servants for 3 days before they finally verified that Jesus wasn't even there. And they had to go all the way back and find him at the synagogue where he said he was teaching in his father's house. You cannot think of anybody in the Bible of any real import that wasn't wealthy. Why? Because you can express yourself that way. You can protect others that way. You have power. And they don't want power in the hands of the good. They want to vilify it. This coveting thing. And then think about it for a second. His parent, I'm not even going to go into it. Well, yeah. The reason they had to go and have him born in a manger is because they had so much money that they couldn't trust their taxes with anyone. The person would definitely have to run off, you see? And so what we have been looking at is people like her trying to tell you you're not supposed to have anything that I don't have. Well, you know what? Get up off your behind. Because you know what? She's not doing very much. If you think about it, she's making an exorbitant amount of money for just sitting around in line. And I don't consider that at all in any way, shape, or form more than a waste of skin. Think about the Good Samaritan for a minute. This is somebody who wasn't even of his peoples. And he was able to get the person up, take him to an inn, tell the guy to take care of him for several weeks. He said, until he's healed. Paid everything for the man. How much would that cost in today's dollars? Couldn't have done that if you're a pauper. And they know it. This is a they, if you ever saw a they. And I'm sorry, I do hold black people to a more of an account because they know that they're reflecting on other people. They know they're sacrificing others. They know they're up to no damn good.
They're speaking up for them every single day to make sure that when they get married for a second or third or fourth time, that they can...
Irrelevant. She's going to sit there and lambaste them because they have billionaires in their state that are planning another wedding at an exorbitant fee. What the hell does that have to do with her? Again, this is how they work. They get you, they triangulate people against each other. They're fomenters. She's a warmonger. Okay? She wants to turn the poor people against the rich people while she's stealing from all of the people. You lying, horrible. Oh, you guys have no idea. I'm so grateful that finally people are waking up to her. Go ahead and check my Facebook. You'll see that I catch these suckers early.
And go ahead and have another $50 or $60 million wedding.
Like that's her business. Not to be rude, but even brown man sitting there going, you gotta be kidding me. You know, do you know how ignorant that sounds? That had nothing to do with any form of fact. Who knows how much their weddings cost and who gives a damn? I want to know what you're going to do for the community. I want to know why you're sitting up here bitching and covering for your fellow embezzlers. Go ahead and lie. Ain't nobody stupid but you. Thank you guys for listening. And remember that God loves you, and so do I.